Hi everyone, it's Shannon. I am so excited to have you here today on my channel because I have a pretty amazing project for you. We're going to be making this replica antique window using really super, and I mean super inexpensive supplies. So you have a couple options here. The bottom piece is a furring strip. Those are only $1. Or you can upgrade and use something a little nicer, which is what I'm going to do today. This is a 1x2 select pine piece, which is only a couple more dollar upgrade, and it'll save you some sanding in the long run. So I did take my 1x2 over to my miter saw and cut down all my pieces, but you can even have the hardware store do this step for you if you don't have any kind of power tools like this. So your cut list is going to look like this. You're going to need 2 at 16 inches long and 2 at 32 inches long. Here's a basic look at how this is all going to be put together, and it's just a basic rectangular frame. There are a couple options of how you can put your piece together. So you can use these 3-inch long screws and just screw them right into the corners to keep it all together. Or I'm going to be using a pocket hole system. This is the Craig jig, and I will link it down in the description box if you're interested in that. Basically, it makes holes in the back of the piece, and it makes a really strong connection once you screw it all together, and then you never see the holes. So it's a pretty cool system. It comes with a clamp. You clamp it to your table, and then you take the drill bit that's included with the set and drill your holes into the jig. And then this is a look at what those holes look like, and you will never see them from the back. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking just the 2 shorter of the lengths that we cut earlier, and I'm adding a hole, just one on each end, so you will have 4 holes total on those shorter pieces. And now I am using my orbital sander and 80 grit sandpaper to sand out all of the sides and imperfections. Make sure to hit those edges and square off the ends. And now I am using 1 1/4 inch wood screws. I'm screwing through the pocket holes and into the corners of the longer pieces that were 32 inches. You can see what a strong connection just one screw into a pocket hole really makes. So I just continued this around, making sure that the top and bottom were the longer pieces and my shorter pieces were sandwiched in between. At this point, I was debating whether I wanted to stain this piece with wood stain or if I wanted to paint it. I would love to hear down in the comments what you would do with yours. And for the decorative part, I'm actually using bamboo skewers from Dollar Tree, if you can believe that, and you only need 1 package to do this whole project. So I'm taking the first piece, measuring the length of the inside of the frame. I used a miter box to cut this down, but later on you'll see me using a pair of wire cutters because it actually cuts it a little bit easier. I just made sure to cut down each piece to size so I could make an inside frame. What we're creating here is this inside frame that is going to allow us to put the decorative pieces behind it, and it's also going to hide a lot of the glue that we're going to use to attach those pieces. And now I'm cutting down more skewers to smaller lengths. These are going to be the inside decorative pieces that are more vertical, and what's really going to give this piece that beautiful antique look. So your cut list is going to look like this. You're going to need 7 at 13 inches long and 14 at 3.5 inches long. Now we need to mark where our skewers are going to go. So at the top you're going to measure over 1/2 inch and then mark every 4 inches all the way across, and then at the bottom you're going to measure over 2.5 inches from the side, and again measure 4 inches over from each mark all the way across. Next, we're going to glue our pieces together in a Y shape. So the longer piece, add some hot glue to the top before adding your shorter pieces in a V shape above it. You want to make sure your top is spaced out 4 inches across. and then add some more hot glue to the front to secure it, kind of like a band-aid. So here's a closer look at it. The green mat I will link down in the description box. It's a hot glue mat, which I love. It protects your surface and it also doesn't allow the hot glue to stick to it. So I love this and use it quite often. You also want to flip your piece over and make sure to put some glue on the back so that it is secured on the back as well as the front. And you want to make 7 of these Y shapes total. Now I've brought my frame back out. I'm using my hot glue again to attach that Y shape to the back side at those marks that we made earlier. If you aren't following me on Instagram or Facebook, that's a great place to see what I am up to and also to find even more inspiration. You can find me at The Daily DIYer. And now you can finish your frame. I'm going to be using Waverly's Color Elephant, which is a dark gray color. It's a chalk paint. And a foam paintbrush. I'm giving the whole thing just one coat of paint. I did do the front and the back because you will see into the back of your frame. So make sure to do the entire thing. Now to give it a kind of faux weathered wood look, I'm using white chalk paint by Waverly. And my foam paintbrush again, I do a little bit of a dry brush technique here and I just add on a little bit here and there. I always like to make sure some of that gray paint is showing through. You don't want a solid thick coat. So a couple coats of this, just gently brushing it on as you go, is definitely the way to go to get this faux finish. So for only a few dollars, we have created something that would have cost so much more in a store and lots more if you found one that was actually an antique. I recently did a similar project to this using only Dollar Tree supplies. If you're interested in that, click the link that you see on your screen and also click that round icon to subscribe if you haven't yet for more weekly DIYs and inspiration. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.